Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next YouTube video. This is going to be another Korra/Avatar news update video. Before I start, I just want to say that this is probably the most frustrating piece of origami thing ever. It's made out of like 80 something pieces and slightly touch off it and starts to come apart, so this is like the most fragile thing ever. It's already like smashed completely twice, so very frustrating. But anyway, core news, Avatar news. There hasn't really been that much news. There's been a few things since my last video, and it's been pretty decent, I suppose. Not that great though. First piece of news is that Desna's sister, who is Unalaq's daughter, who is Korra's cousin, has been named. Brian on Tumblr named her kind of almost by accident, like we already knew the name. And that is that she is called Eska. For anyone wondering like who this character is, I'm going to show you the screenshot, the image of her basically that came from San Diego Comic Con right now. So basically that's who she is, one of Korra's cousins, basically, Unalaq's daughter, who is Korra's Avatar State teacher. So that's who she is. Her name is Eska, E-S-K-A. And there's not really a whole lot to go on. It's a nice water tribe name. It works. It's definitely going to be interesting to see like what she's like. It also means that Alison Stoner is not actually going to be voicing this character, because her character is named Opal, which more than likely means that she's going to be a character in book 3, though that's still not confirmed yet. Next piece of news is that game I think I talked about in the last video, Republic City Rescue, has just been taken down from Nickelodeon, Nick.com. It was taken down about 4 days after it went up for no apparent reason. The link to the game says like it's a broken link, that this page doesn't exist. So either the game was just a prototype that wasn't meant to come out, or they released it too early or something like that. That's what's happened with that. It's not too big of a loss because it's a game that wasn't really that good, I suppose. Republic City Run was so much better than it, but still, it's a bit disappointing that like they've taken a game down. Next piece of news is just that Grey Delisle, PJ Byrne, and David Faustino have all either tweeted or posted on Facebook about the fact that they've been doing voice acting work for Korra. It's hard to tell exactly if it's additional dialogue replacement, ADR, or if it's actual book 3 voice acting work. I'd assume it's kind of like the second or third time they've gone in to do book 3 voice acting work, something like that, because at least David Faustino and PJ Byrne were there together, and I think for moments like that where they get them together, it's most likely voice acting, because I don't think they do ADR. Like they try, I don't think they need to have all the cast together to do ADR. But that's just an interesting thing to know, that they're pretty much like pretty deep into book 3 voice acting work, if not book 4 already. No one knows. Next piece of news is that probably the biggest piece of news is that Grey Delisle attended Emerald City Comic Con, I think, 2013, which was a few days ago, and she had a panel there as well as like signing autographs and stuff like that with fans, posing for pictures, and we did get some information from this for her appearance at the con. Basically, she confirmed that she's going to be voicing 3 characters in season 2 of The Legend of Korra. Now, we don't know what season 2 is like meant. Does that mean book 2? Does it mean book 3 and 4 together, as Nick are calling it? Either way, I think Grey Delisle later confirmed in her panel, which you can see on YouTube, that she's going to be voicing 3 characters in Korra, basically. So that kind of confirms it for us that she's voicing 3 characters in Korra. We don't as such know the book breakdown yet, except that the first of them, the Dark Spirit, is going to appear in book 2. And I was going to run down the 3 characters, kind of what we know about them. 1, the Dark Spirit. We know it's going to be one of the villains of the show, book 2. Spirit, we may or may not have seen that image, that it may or not be the Dark Spirit. We're really not sure yet. And that's really all we kind of know about that. They're kind of keeping the villain mysterious, kind of much like they did with Amon. Next one is she'll also be playing a non-firebender bender in book two, book three, book four. Now, she also did mention that at the con that she would be playing a waterbender. Now, that may be this character, but it may not be, because the third character, who may be the second character, you see where it's getting confusing now, she's going to be voicing a young character a younger version of an established character who had a tragic event happen to them in their past. Now, we all assume that this is referring to a Korra character as opposed to an Avatar The Last Airbender character, which more than likely means that she's going to be playing Lin or Senna, Korra's mother, when they were younger. Now, Senna would fit in perfectly with the waterbender theory that this non-firebender bender is indeed the waterbender, who could be Senna because it was confirmed Senna is a waterbender, which means that the third character is an unknown character. So it's kind of really hard to tell for sure. We know she's playing the Dark Spirit, a bender, possibly a second bender who's a different character, but I suppose my speculation would be that she's playing a waterbender, and then along with that, she's playing a younger version of an established character, who I think a lot of people are thinking is maybe Lin, but I'm not really sure. It's just a very confusing piece of news, because they're like, wait, it could be the unknown character, it could be the character that we know that's not a firebender. It's just hard to tell. Next piece of news is just that The Search Part 1, which you can see the cover of now, that comic is going to come out on March 20th in comic book stores, so that's not that long away, less than 2 weeks away for that. If you're ordering it off Amazon, they probably won't ship it out until a few days before April 2nd, which is the Amazon and bookstore release date for the book. I will of course be doing a review when I get my copy of the book. I'll have a review up on the site and do a video review on this YouTube channel. So look out for that, should be fun. Along with that, I'm not going to announce it fully, but I may have something else comic related planned as well. You'll hear more about that next week probably sometime. Final piece of news is that there's going to be this Korra kind of fan art gallery event. It's going to take place on March 23rd and March 24th. It's going to happen in LA in a place called Monk's Space. Monk Space. I assume that's the name of some gallery. I have no idea because I don't live in America, but that's where it's taking place. And what it is basically a place for Korra fans to showcase their Korra fan art. You can attend, you buy tickets, and I think you could show off your art there if you bring it with you. Mike, Brian, and some other members of the Korra crew, and I assume cast as well, will be there attending over the course of the 2 days. He mentioned that there's going to be activities, prizes, raffles, and stuff like that. So that should be a fun event for anyone who can get down to that, because, you know, Korra fans in attendance with Mike and Brian in like a gallery sort of event, they're inevitably going to be asked questions about book 2 onwards, and unless they ignore all the questions, they're gonna have to say something. So there may be some news out of that. You know, it's one of those things. It's maybe pretty interesting to see what we get from that. But that's been all the news. Obviously the big one probably is that The Search Part 1 is coming out soon. No sign of any Book 2 Korra news, any like big news. So it's just kind of like hard to remain excited about that. But you know, there's a few things. If you love the comics, definitely check out The Search coming out. Thank you for watching this video, and bye.